Everyone has a story. Tales of inspiration, stories of encouragement, setbacks, and rallying spirits. This is Nate's story. In July 2007, Nate Richard was diagnosed with ALL, the most common type of childhood leukemia. His family lived miles away in Paducah, Kentucky, but they were able to stay at the Ronald McDonald House while he underwent treatment. Due to chemotherapy, little Nate lost all of his hair, and his father, Jeff, decided to shave his own hair off to support his son. Nate's health improved, and his full head of hair eventually grew back. The family continued to come to the Ronald McDonald House once a month for Nate's treatments. Little Nate didn't mind. He loved visiting the staff, eating pizza, and playing basketball in the playroom.
He would push himself through many things, and especially to have fun, which is really interesting. You know, his main prayer in a day was, "Thank you for this wonderful day. Please allow me to have fun in it."
Nate was always enthusiastic at his way from the time he was just little, that was his personality of excitement and what's next, what are we doing today, and what's it gonna be. After he started to improve some, that just enhanced that about him, that he appreciated the day that he was. When I think about that faith and hope and love are things that remained, that I think that was his way, that he was thankful for the day and he made the most of it. Looking at the pictures now that he had us take of different treatments and things, and we just are amazed at, you know, how brave that he was.
He was doing really well with the cancer treatments and staying in remission and all those things, wasn't having any issues. And then he just, we took him to a survivors camp in Western Tennessee, and he'd been previously, really wanted to go. Of course, we weren't, you know, letting him go to something like that. We always thought he's too small, he's not big enough, so, but anyway, he wanted to do it, so we were all about letting him do anything that he felt that he could do. And he ended up getting really sick there. They thought it was the sun, you know, they thought it was different things, but it ended up being more than that, so he went directly to the hospital. They weren't sure what it was. He came home for just a day, and we took him back. And it ended up being a tick bite that he had gotten. They didn't think that it was at the camp or anything. Typically, it didn't produce any symptoms at all for a couple of weeks. So his immune system was down because of the chemotherapy and all that, so he couldn't fight it off. And he didn't make it, so he just went down really quickly.
Medicine has only gone so far, and God is in control, holding all things and holding Nate's life, and so it has been. Nate asked to do a book just right away after a month or so after he was diagnosed, and we showed him some materials that the hospital had given us that might help us to understand about leukemia and how to deal with it. And he said, "Why can't I have my own book?" And just sort of a simple thing, and we said, well, I guess you can have. To give something of his life by giving to children that are sick like he was, to make a difference and encourage them, and that's just giving of love from his life. The house here was a comfort to him. It was familiar. When he felt like it, we would try to do something fun. For us, the house was such a help because of financially, and being 5 minutes from the hospital, and a room where we could all have our whole family together, and those things, yet it was a lot more than that. We just saw that people that volunteered, that they used whatever talents they had to give. People can come and bring their contribution and really make a difference in people's lives. That every time that you give to the house here, then you're helping someone, that a child that's waiting for a heart transplant or a kidney transplant, or children with cancer, and it really is a great way to have a chance to give to people that are needing help, that are right here in this community. Being apart from Nate has just been immeasurably difficult. Yet, we take opportunities like this, that any time that we share Nate's life, then we feel that's a blessing. He had just so much character of being enthusiastic, and he made the most of each day, and we were so blessed to have him, and we miss him so much.
Special little boy and just a beautiful family, and we just want to thank the Richards family for sharing their story with us. And you know, at the Giving Tree here, Nate's family recognized him, and he will always be a gold leaf on the Giving Tree. Nate Richards right there on the Giving Tree here at the Ronald McDonald House. And we're asking you tonight to help families like the Richards. He did a very good job of explaining what this house means to not only the families but the children who are being treated. And it's just such a special place. It's so necessary. We wish it weren't. We wish all the children were healthy and no family ever had to go through this. But it doesn't work that way. So we have to have this available for our neighbors and our friends. You know, I met Jane earlier, and it happens out of the blue when you least expect it. So it's the time now to go ahead and make sure this house is running at full speed so that all 32 rooms can be filled every night for this next year's time. They're filled tonight, and there's a waiting list always, so we can't do it without you. We come to you once a year and ask you to open your hearts, open your pocketbooks. If you'll call the numbers on the screen, you can make a $250 donation and do it in honor or memory of someone. Put that gold leaf on the Giving Tree. If you can't do that much, any amount will certainly help the folks here at the Ronald McDonald House. Brad?
Thank you, Lisa.